Hello, everybody. It's Glitter Informer, and today I'm using a text-to-speech voice because I've got a cold and I don't want to irritate my throat. I should be back to normal by next week's review. Also, my apologies for totally skipping out on episode 14. I was out on vacation in Orlando last week to attend my friend's graduation ceremony. I had way less downtime there than I anticipated, so even though I wrote the script and recorded the raw footage, I wasn't able to get any editing done. Hopefully sometime soon, I'll be able to backtrack and upload the episode 14 review out of order. Without further ado, let's begin this review of episode 15. The big conceit of this episode is that our protagonists finally get the snail mail letter from the main branch of the Kyoto Detective Agency. Jet Senpai requested this letter all the way back in episode 12, and only now will they find out its juicy secrets about Cure Arcana Shadow. And the reveal is, not much, to be honest. The protagonists discover that her civilian name is Luluka Moria, which is huge for them but not for us, the audience, since we already knew that before the show even aired. We also find out she used to work for the London branch of the agency. Finally, we discover that she was last seen when the big Makoto jewel got shattered, and she mysteriously disappeared after that. So, we still don't know why Luluka joined the Phantom Thieves, which is the biggest question. But still, finding out her real name should be a boon for the heroes. Surely, there's some sort of government database where they can look Luluka's name up. If they're lucky, they might be able to find out where she lives or where she goes to school. If not, they could at least try asking around town like they did in episode 12 and see if any of the many background characters know of a person named Luluka Moria. Well, Anna, Mikuru, and Jet Senpai are now on the hunt. In fact, they're at the very place where the original Makoto jewel got shattered. But before they can go sniffing for clues, who pops out of the woodwork but Luluka herself? Turns out, she's been spying on them the whole time. All she really says is, "Hey, the letter didn't contain anything important after all." Anna demands to know why Luluka's working with the bad guys, and Luluka has the freaking nerve to say, "Why does it matter, my dude? You are working with a criminal organization that is trying to brainwash and take over the entire world. Of course it freaking matters. They want to know why you are being evil, so that maybe they can use that information to persuade you to stop being evil." Then, a strong gust of wind comes forth, and once it subsides, Luluka is gone. Why Anna and Mikuru don't use the pre-kit mirror loops to trace her footprints is beyond me. She isn't transformed, so she shouldn't have the ability to jump super high in the air and land somewhere far away. All she can do right now is walk like a normal person. What's especially strange is that right after this, the girls do use the loops, but on something else instead. They want to investigate the area where the Makoto jewel got broken. Jet Senpai tells them that detectives from the London branch already thoroughly investigated this area. We even get a flashback of this happening. Interestingly enough, all of the detectives are fairies. I thought that because Mikuru applied to the Kyoto Detective Agency and because Luluka was formerly a member, that it was normal for humans to be employed there. But perhaps they're the exception, and fairies are the norm. Anyways, it's time for the pre-kit items to have another new ability introduced completely out of nowhere. Remember how the loops were primarily used to detect fingerprints and footprints? Well, now they can just highlight important clues so the detectives don't have to search for them themselves. See, there's this tiny scrap of paper wedged into the floorboard of the bridge they're on, and rather than having to use their detective skills to find it themselves, the loop just finds it for them and highlights it in the viewfinder. This is such a stupid development. We know that our two main characters are plenty bright, it would have been perfectly believable for them to find the clue on their own. But now, it makes me wonder what the point even is of being a star detective if you don't even have to reason through anything, and your magical detective toolkit can just do your entire job for you. It seems like the whole reason this scene is there is just to advertise the pre-kit mirror loop toy some more, even at the cost of the girls being portrayed as intelligent. Well, whatever. The slip of paper is really ratty and faded, and the gang can't initially tell what's depicted on it. But before they can puzzle this mystery out, Ho-Chiton interrupts because she has yet again sensed a Makoto jewel being stolen. She drags the protagonists, not very far from where they originally were, conveniently enough. There, they meet this photographer dude. Remember all the way back in episode 1, when the wedding photographer was one of the people suspected of stealing the bride's tiara just before her wedding? This is that same photographer. Anna instantly recognizes him, which is really impressive given that they probably haven't seen each other in months. She even remembers his name. I don't even remember what his name is, and I just watched episode 15 earlier today. Once again, I love that minor characters from older episodes keep coming back. It feels like a reward for getting emotionally invested in the show. So, here's the issue. The photographer guy's camera was stolen. It was a gift from his father, and now it's gone. As he struggles to get his bag closed, he informs the girls that he saw the person who stole it run down a nearby path. Here's the thing, that's the exact same path our main characters came down to arrive at the scene of the crime. Since Pochiton is able to instantly sense when a Makoto jewel is getting stolen, that would mean the thief would have been running away from the scene of the crime just as our heroes were running towards it, which in turn means they would have run into one another. But no such thing happened. This means that what the photographer dude said must be wrong. And there's only one reason why he would give them incorrect information. Anna and Mikuru have a Jimmy Neutron brain blast for the first time since all the way back in episode 10. This show really loves to break its own formula, doesn't it? I think that's a good thing, it keeps the show from getting boring. Anyways, they figure out who done it, the photographer himself. It explains why the guy was having trouble getting his bag closed. The camera was already in it, but since the photographer was actually a sus Ibaka imposter, he didn't know how to pack it properly so it could be fully closed. Overall, this is such a clever twist on the typical formula of a Meitantei Pretty Cure episode. The supposed victim actually being the culprit is unexpected, and the way the girls figured it out makes perfect sense. The fake photographer reveals himself to actually be Age-sen, and she turns the camera into a Haninda. And so the girls transform to fight it. This is far from the first time in the Pretty Cure franchise that a camera has become a giant monster, and every single time, it catches the main characters off guard with a super bright flash that temporarily incapacitates them. But even without the context of the previous seasons, you'd think our super smart detective protagonists would anticipate the Haninda flashing them. No, not in that way. And shield their eyes in preparation, but they don't. Fortunately, they make up for this failure when Cure Mystique does Mystique Reflection to turn the monster's blinding attack on itself, making it vulnerable enough for Cure Answer to punch it beyond the horizon with Answer Attack. But before they can finish off the big, scary monster, the not so big but definitely scarier Luluka Moria comes up, and she transforms into Cure Arcana Shadow. She fights the girls, who continue to gradually get better at fighting her. In particular, Cure Answer dodges every single one of the Arcana Star Rain projectiles and is able to place her hands on Cure Arcana Shadow's magical rod. While they fight, Answer tells Arcana Shadow that she wants to help her. Because she saved her and Mystique's lives back in episode 13, Answer gets the feeling that Arcana Shadow isn't actually evil. But we already know that she had a non-goody two-shoes reason for doing so. Answer and Mystique have to be alive in July 1999 for the tome of Mirage's prophecy to come true. Of course, we the viewers are plenty aware that Arcana Shadow will eventually get a redemption arc. We see her happily dancing with the other two Cures in the ending theme, and also there's a ton of merch being sold of her. I don't think it's normal for villains to get that much merch unless they eventually do a heel face turn. But Answer doesn't have any of the out-of-universe knowledge that we are blessed with, so there's no reason for her to assume that Arcana Shadow isn't just bad to the bone. She comes across as naive here because of it. Anyways, Arcana Shadow is not having any of Answer's I can fix her attitude. She tells her that she isn't being enveloped in Yusenwar's lies, she chose to be a phantom thief of her own free will. I assumed he wasn't straight up brainwashing her. Episode 13 established that Yusenwar's powers only last temporarily. But I had guessed up until now that perhaps he was blackmailing her. It seems that guess was wrong. I'm really curious to see what would make a good girl detective willingly turn into a bad guy. Well, we don't get to find out, because their conversation is interrupted by the Haninda coming back. Answer and Mystique make quick work of the monster. Last episode, Answer showed us a brand new solo finisher attack out of nowhere, and it was really cool and much better than Flying Spectrum. I was excited because I thought this episode would show us Mystique's own solo finisher. But no, they just do Flying Spectrum as usual. Anyways, the villains skedaddle on out, but Cure Arcana Shadow gives our heroes one last bit of parting advice: some mysteries can't be solved with sleuthing. With that out of the way, the girls transform and reunite the camera with the real photographer, who informs them that the slip of paper they found earlier is actually a worn, faded photograph printed from one of those old instant cameras. So they head on back to the agency. There, we find out another pre-kit mirror loop ability that comes completely out of nowhere. The loop is able to reveal what the photo used to look like before it got all faded. Whatever, I guess we'll just go with it. It's not like the photo reveals much, anyways, it's just a close-up shot of a blue butterfly in front of a bright, spherical light. It's just like that one flashback in episode 13 to the Mikoto jewel being shattered. We get even more context on this photograph via a flashback from Luluka, who is now back at the villain's lair. It turns out, she was actually there in person to witness the shattering of the Mikoto jewel. The flashback shows Cure Arcana's shadow way more emotional than we've ever seen her before. I know I keep saying that every episode, and that's because each episode progressively shows a bit more of her inner feelings. In the flashback, she's collapsed to the ground, and can only stare in horror and despair as Yusenwar reaches for the Mikoto jewel. For the first time, we see that it is, in fact, possible for the great Cure Arcana's shadow to be defeated, and it seems like Yusenwar was the one who did just that. If you somehow didn't think he was powerful enough after episode 13, this episode is sure to change your mind. Anyways, Age-sen was there, too, and she wanted to take a photo of the moment Yusenwar stole the big OL jewel. But right as she took the picture, a teal beam shot in, and you know the rest. That photo Anna and Mikuru found. Age-sen was the one who took it. And that's about it. There was some other stuff in the episode, such as the fairies dressing up as their Pretty Cure partners, and Ma Shatan's fortune-telling, but I can't come up with anything to say about those. Overall, I was expecting this episode to have way more bombshells than it actually did, and I was pretty dang peeved about the loop becoming overpowered out of nowhere. But even still, I enjoyed this one. We did find out some new stuff about Cure Arcana's shadow, even though they're still drip-feeding the information to us. And the mystery this episode was pretty clever. Next episode seems to be a more straightforward mystery episode, this time featuring that writer girl, Ariza, from episode 2. I'll see you all then, hopefully with my actual voice instead of this crappy TDS. Bye bye.